What do you think CMOs should be prioritizing based on their data?
Wow, another great question. So I'd say, with, as we could say, with storm clouds gathering over the economy in several countries, I think one of the most important things is to really sort of identify who in your customer base is likely to cancel and approach them in order to start a customer retention process. We've seen several examples recently of companies that have grown very, very quickly, and they're starting to have churn rates which are really, really startling as consumers are cutting back on a lot of the nice to haves, if you like, at the moment. So to use a sailing term, which is a fairly recent passion of mine, when a storm is approaching, what you need to batten down the hatches and just ride through the bad weather. So, in simple business terms, we need to keep a hold of our clients. So don't let them escape to the competition. As I said, there have been a lot of these horror stories in a number of industries about high churns. I would say one of them was the sort of streaming media channels where, we've heard incredible stories of customers churning at an alarming rate. So when we build churn models and we can apply it regularly to a customer base and update the model through machine learning when necessary, the chance of maintaining a client is greatly enhanced. So, I would advise all companies to make sure that their churn models are up to date. And if they don't have a churn model, to certainly make this a priority to, think about, in the good old days, we used to say it's 5 times cheaper to keep a client than to win a new one, or 5 times more expensive to win a new client, etc. I mean, who knows if it's 5 or what the number is, but the principle's still there in any time, but particularly in difficult times, you really need to hang on to your customers. So a good churn analysis to understand where you should be applying what sort of medicine is of utmost importance.
Yes, this is really scary with dwindling customer loyalty. It's really important to retain your customers. So which are the companies you think are doing very well and which are not doing very well?
Okay, well, obviously, I would never be diselegant and mention any names, but, I would say, the finance industry, telecom, retail, etc., they've been among the strongest in this area. Really leveraging the abundance of transactional data they receive. Any company receiving ongoing transactional data of purchases, visits, etc., really has no excuse not to dominate in this area. But what we are seeing now is the traditional FMCG companies catching up fast. Wow. I think with the increased move to D2C as well, this is bringing in new data streams that were not previously available, and they're able to get a much better view of these consumers and often map this against their other consumer profiles. So I think it's a very exciting time for first-party data and a very exciting time for what in Europe we call FMCG, I think in the States called CPG companies. Mm-hmm. It's a really exciting time for them and first-party data.